March the 10th, 2023. Guys, I've gone back 200 frames on this satellite image, and it goes from yesterday afternoon throughout the entire night, and now we are at 11:18 a.m. Central Daylight Time. We're a couple of hours ahead of you guys on the West Coast, and that's nighttime infrared images, and as it sweeps across with the sun, you can see it. And guys, this storm goes a long ways back. You're just getting started. You're already in trouble. You can see you've got moisture all the way up into Utah on the right corner. You can see the blue outline of the Great Salt Lake, which is highly depleted. And I've seen reports about the Great Salt Lakes. If that thing dries much more and gets down to where there's a lot of exposed lake bed there can be some chemical problems in the air from the different sediment and things like that, and it could be kind of dangerous. So this may help that. But again, you've got in the center of the screen on the left your main system, but then the dip, which is going further south, closer to the equator, and then remerging right along this line right here. This would be kind of your merge line, and you can see where your higher clouds are. And again, this front sweeping in here, picking up this southerly dip and warmth and moisture. That's going to melt snow and increase it. But it looks like this system has emerged right in there, and it's just like when you have, that's where two systems collide, that's where your most rain is, your heaviest wind or snow or whatever you're going to be dealing with. Now, let's switch this just a moment and give you an idea of some of the other aspects of this satellite. Now, this changes it slightly. It's called day cloud phase, but you can see again that junction where these two are meeting, and you can see these two fronts are meeting. You can see this higher area of clouds, stronger system building up here and coming ashore. Check that out. Now look along the mountains. And we are at 11:21 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Now let's go to the National Weather Service map. Now we've got to fight with that moisture and the colder air that's dropping down out of Canada. Notice in the north central sections of the nation, here in the orange, western North Dakota, moving here into northeastern Montana, these are blizzard warnings. You've got winter weather watches and warnings along this area. And looking into California, guys, you've got flash flood warnings in this bright green all along the coast, in the valley, up into the mountains, and along very close to the ocean itself. We'll kind of zoom in on that area since that's what we're talking about. Now, it's going to be important for you to realize where you're at on this map, because it's going to give you the problem areas, especially as we go into the next couple of days. These are, in the green boxes, flash flood warnings on the map. You can see Mammoth Lakes here in this area. Here's Fresno. Here's Tulare here. You've got San Luis Obispo down in this area, Bakersfield here. But here is your yellow area where your higher storms are, and that's where your flash flood warnings are popping up. Moving further north up into California, you can see San Francisco in the middle. But you're talking about heavy snow in the pink and winter weather advisories in the purple. This timing is until 10 a.m. Sunday, March the 12th. This is Friday. Forecast 2 to 8 feet above 6,500 feet. Wind gusts 55 to 75 miles an hour. The passes will be treacherous. Precautions: significant reduction in visibilities at times. Major travel delays likely. It's not a good time to do it. Visibility, travel delays, chain controls will be likely. Road closures possible. Travel is highly discouraged. And so we hope that everybody in this area, a lot of you been there a long time, you know about the snow and the mountains and travel. But this is unprecedented weather. We saw it in the buildup and the collapse of many buildings and homes and people being trapped. So pay attention to this. Again, it will help with the drought situation as the spring runoffs occur. But right now, you're going to have a lot of flash flooding mixed with this. And we pull this scale down just a little, you'll see what I'm talking about. But they're talking about, again, until 10 a.m. Sunday, March the 12th, 2 to 8 feet above 6,500 feet, wind gust 55 to 75 miles an hour. Not it's not a good idea to travel at all. It says significant reductions in visibility at times. Major travel delays likely, chain controls likely, road closures possible. Travel is highly discouraged. Be aware of that and check on your friends and family that are in that area or traveling in and out of that area. Make sure they're aware of the situation, and you do your best to stay in contact with them, because some people are hard-headed and they just got to get home or got to get to their job, and that's more important than your life. I understand. Especially when you travel a long ways, you're ready to get home, but this is the time to hunker down and give it a couple more days. Now, looking at a little more detail, this came in at 9:15 PST time. That would have been just about 15 minutes ago. So you've got in the light green, flood warnings, darker green, flood watches, in the pinks, winter snow warnings. In the red areas that you see in the bottom right, these are flash flood warnings that are already occurring. Notice that's east of Merced, Modesto, south of Sonora, and that area along there. That's going to continue for the next few days, just like the snowfall is. So you've got to pay attention to this. The flood warnings are going to be critical. Offshore, you've got gale warnings. You notice in the Eureka area, the winter weather advisory along the coast. So boating's not a good idea, of course, but traveling along these mountain passes and roads, it's not going to be a good idea at all. But look how much of the interior valley is part of this event. Look at that. So you're going to have a tremendous buildup of rainfall and days of flooding. Low-lying areas also, but you can tell here, not just problems of the runoff in the mountains as far as getting washed off the mountain or flooded in, but when it all gets down to the bottom. Again, we got to count our blessings with the problems, because you are in a severe drought in that area. But you've got to stay hunkered down, keep your family safe for the next few days. As we're watching this, you watch it. We'll update as we get them in. Keep an eye on your friends and families in this area. So heads up, be safe.